on fires. I've noticed something, and a lot of people, I don't know if you pick up on it, especially about women, especially about some relationships, like some of these women I've been in with men before. They were actually good men, they provided, they did the shit that they were supposed to do. They had every good quality a man should have. And like years later on down the road, mysteriously, and they're with these certain types of women that are actually, I can't say they're bad women, they're actually good. I've even heard like some women being like Christian women, or it's just like they're normal women, or it's just like, I don't know. I've noticed it with some women who actually acquired like fame, or have their name out there more in society, more prominent now, or they're online, they have subscribers or something, and these men end up mysteriously dying. And it could be natural causes or whatever. It's just like, I wonder if there are certain curses over certain people's bloodlines, even women, that when these men get with them mysteriously, those curses of just those men being with these types of women that have curses over their bloodlines. Because I, for one, and I don't know why, for reason believe that generational curses are a thing. When I talk about these hybrid bloodlines and all this stuff from my other past videos, because I don't think it's just, it's not just like 13 royal bloodline things. I believe it's like a certain things, even with certain people's bloodlines that have curses over their bloodlines. It could be like, or maybe witchcraft or whatever else. And, I'm not here because I've known some women, I could name the names of some of these women. I've noticed that the men have died. I just don't want to be on here to quote names about it. But I've noticed, especially the women that have required prominence, they get a little fame, or they have their name out online or whatever. And these good men that they're with before end up mysteriously dying. And suppose, I guess it was natural causes. I'm just wondering, like, these women, do you think they have, like, and especially, like, the Christian ones, I wonder if, like, and it's not just the one man either, I believe it's other men as well that ended up getting with these women, and mysteriously they end up dying. And I'm, like, wondering, there has to be something to this eventually, like, do you think there is like some kind of a curse over these women's bloodline? Like, and it's not even just in dating. You think that's like a real thing in real life? Like, people could be with someone or something, and every time they try to get with some new, the person ends up dying because they end up getting with these people. And it's just like, what gives it? You think there's like a generational curse with that? Like, there's some kind of weird curse going on there with these women? And I've never particularly heard about it with men, but I've seen it with some of these women. And I'm not going to say, they're feminists, because some of the women they're not. They're just, I talk about this antigen, right? I talk about, like, if it's even with this Rh negative antigen, or if it's some kind of antigen with that, like it's brought a curse over people's bloodlines. Especially go back when the human bloodlines were tweaked and everything, and there was some kind of curse that fell into bloodlines, different sects of it. And so I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people are like, oh, he's crazy, he's making this. No, I've noticed this with certain types of women. And when you talk to these women, like, they're not particularly, I'd say, mean or anything. Like, they're nice, they're women, seem like they're loving, caring. Maybe they have probably narcissistic, gaslight, manipulative ways to them. I wouldn't doubt it, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm not saying like, oh, there's some kind of like, spiritual aspect to this, because in a way, yeah, I do believe there is, especially the ones that find that normal, all right? I don't know. But there has to be an undertone to this, right? Like, why would these women, they could get with men, and then for some reason these men end up mysteriously dying? And I'm not saying that they're not like, I don't know, like in some of the things I was reading on, like some of these events, like it's supposed to be of natural causes, but I'm like, you think there's a spiritual undertone to this? Like there's something more going on here? Like it could be like some kind of generational curse thing. And I can bring this up as well, like there are those types of women, and I know men out there, if you watch my videos, you know that when I talk about this antigen and everything, like these manipulative and narcissistic women have ways about them, right? You know, they're loving, caring. It seems like it's a surface thing, like on the surface, but like when you get to actually know them, maybe they don't as care for you as much as you thought they did, or whatever else. You know, I mean, as men, like I've seen so many men like be crumbled. You know, being a good man, like providing and doing whatever they can, right? And they end up getting crumbled by these types of women. And when I talk about these things like this antigen, Rh negative stuff, and it's not always Rh negative, it's some types of other types of blood types, but it's other things that has fallen into the bloodline lineages of different certain sections of humans. I'm not saying this can't happen with men, but I believe it's more in women, and simply because why I believe this antigen is more in with women, because they're the carrier of children, they're the carrier of the life forms, they're the carrier of life, babies, whatever. And they have to actually trade out their blood more than I believe men do, because frankly, it goes into the they're the nurturers, they're the care, but mainly they're the carrier of babies and everything. And they have certain they have chromosomes and certain things about them. And they have a dominant aspect to them as well, because I've always heard in like, you know, these videos, these posts like women talk about, I don't know what it is, women were, they had something put inside of them, right? That it's like a switch, or there's something within women that has like a really flare dominant side to them. And when I talk about the things like this antigen, what do you think I'm talking about, right? And I do believe in a lot of women there is some kind of curse over their bloodlines that honestly goes into something like this that has caused something, because there's something more to this than meets the eye, and I believe it honestly falls into like some kind of like, I don't know, like maybe some kind of spiritual side to this, especially with certain types of women. And don't get me wrong, man, you know what I'm talking about. There are certain types of women you really just need to avoid like the plague. You don't need to be with them, because there's a reason why they are single. They are alone. I'm sure you've seen those memes online, right? It's like, why are you single? And then the girls end up killing people, or like she's doing like this with knives and she's smiling and everything. Like, oh, that's why. And you go to talk to the ex, hey, what happened? He's like, stay away from her. He's like, you didn't listen to the warning, and then you got with her anyway, and then you pay the price for it. Yeah. I'm just saying, because I've seen it. It's happened to me, and I've seen it happen plenty of times. So, no, I believe honestly there's definitely these types of women that end up having these men, even if they were good men, mysteriously dying. I'm not talking about jokes aside that they killed them. I'm talking about there is a curse with their bloodline. This is a spiritual thing. That's why those men end up mysteriously dying, because there's entities and things over these women's bloodline that they honestly, they can't see anything to do with the spiritual veil. They don't know what's going on. And so, I don't know. I think it's just something to do with me being a seer by nature, so that's probably why. But there's plenty of times in my life I've seen things and known things about people that possibly they didn't even know, and they ended up getting confirmed later. And things I've seen and known, even having a certain type of like a clairvoyance that people that I've known and other people didn't see. I perceive things, so it has something to do with it. But I believe there is something to this, regardless if people want to believe it or not. I've just seen this time and time again, over and over, and it's just like I know there's something spiritual about this. So, all right, nice. Out.